welcome to another episode of AWS She Builds Tech Skills. My name is Tamara Gagliardi. I'm a Senior Solutions Architect. Today, I'm co-hosting with Brittany, the one and only. Brittany, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So Brittany Wolfrom, I am an experience-based acceleration lead for the US and excited to do our first one together. I've gotten to do a lot of them with other hosts, but this is our first, which is super exciting. And we have something in common going on, don't we?
Yeah.
So I got to ask, where's everybody joining in from? And let us know in the chat where you are. And then there's been a theme on a couple of our She Builds core team, and it's been moving. So where are you moving from?
I know. I'm currently located in Los Angeles. It's been about 10 years of me experiencing all of Los Angeles. And recently I decided to make a move to sunny San Diego, actually North County, sunny San Diego. So I'll be moving there in about 2 weeks. For those that are local, say hi. I'm happy to connect. What about you, Brittany? You also recently made a move.
Yeah, so I moved from the Midwest, so representing Wisconsin area, and now I am a couple months into living in the DC area. So back on the Virginia side, but heading into DC way too often, but it's fine. I love the food and the fun and the culture, so it's an exciting time to be around here.
I have yet to visit to see. So next time I'm there, or whenever the chance comes, I'll ask for all the recommendations. But yeah, would love to hear from the audience as you join. I see Mesa, Arizona as well. Being to Mesa, beautiful place. And in addition to that too, we have a lot of content today to share, Brittany, some personal stories too. We've been kind of chatting behind the scene on some of the topics for today. Also wanted to highlight that ongoing is AWS Reinforce. For those that are not familiar with AWS Reinforce, is AWS's security conference. It's taking place from June 10th through the 12th. So it's currently ongoing. If you are in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, feel free to join in person. But those that aren't in person can also join live. I don't know, Brittany, if you've ever been or know that some of our colleagues are also there presenting.
Yeah, so I attended as a customer prior. I have not attended as an AWS employee, so that'll have to go on my bucket list. But I have gotten the chance to watch a couple of sessions. And for those of you who know Jigna, she actually has a session at Reinforce and will be presenting. But feel free to register. It is free to register if you want to attend virtually and go in person, either or. And it is until end of day tomorrow. So it's super exciting. It is a definite learn and be curious, if I'm going to quote one of our LPs, because you can kind of see what's going on, learn something new, walk away with a new skill. And it's super exciting to see how folks are applying our different services to different use cases for the business.
Yeah, and for those also that are curious, they'll be posted, some of those recordings on the AWS Events channel, as they do with a lot of our summits and other conferences. This year, very focused on generative AI, so talking about compliance, security. I know a lot of our audience, they're also developing a lot of generative AI solutions, so feel free to check those. They'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks as the content gets reviewed and posted.
And we can't forget to mention going to the expo, getting to talk to our partners, getting some swag, maybe talking to AWS on the air if you're there, and seeing who's actually going live on different streaming networks as they're there as well.
Yes, great call out. And for those that are joining us through Twitch, also feel free to check this schedule, because they'll be live streaming directly from Reinforce as well throughout today and tomorrow. And for today's content, Brittany, I know that we are covering a couple of topics from career development. We'll always bring in female leaders to share their career paths so that you can learn also some of the tips and tricks on how they manage to grow within their career. But we'll also be talking about contact centers. And I think we both share some personal experiences from both ends as having experience with contact centers and call centers and what that entails. Anything you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, so I've been having a fun time with a contact center recently where I've been trying to get some just someone to talk to about something that keeps happening that I need to get fixed, and it keeps reoccurring. It's been an interesting perspective from the caller end. And 10 plus years ago, I was on the agent side, but I think the experience goes both ways and can make or break you from both sides of it. But it's amazing how much has changed in the contact center area. And I think all of us have probably had some type of contact or call center type related activity. So go ahead and put in the chat, what was your latest experience? So mine, I would say, was net neutral to negative because my problem is still not resolved when we look at like scoring it. But my overall sentiment from the call that I was just on was super positive because I was able to talk to an agent that was able to escalate the incident I had going on, help me just kind of calm down because it's very frustrating when it's a repeat issue, addressing my concerns and being very empathetic, which I think is extremely important when we're talking about call centers and just customer service in general. But Tamara, I'd love to know what your agent side is, because I know we both share that agent side of being on the other end of the phone. So any experiences there you would want to share?
Yes. In my previous life, I was on the other end, like you mentioned, as an agent. I supported from the IT side internal customers globally. And that meant a lot of people calling in. Some people I remember, like right before a very important call, something wasn't working on their computer and we needed to troubleshoot it. And those calls came both as a call and also as chat. So what's considered multi-channel in the industry. And sometimes it was like very challenging to find the answers to try to troubleshoot. So I remember having like so many windows with all the different documentation, and then also trying to capture that information as you were going, helping the customer, and then making sure that the correct notes were there. So there's a lot that happens behind the scene when you're calling somebody for help or on chat. And today we're going to hear a little more about how, as you mentioned, Brittany, that industry has grown now today with generative AI too. All that information can be like summarized and provided quick assistance through so many different channels to those calling or looking for help. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add on that end, Brittany, on just your experience, or love to hear also from the audience as well.
I think I'll start talking about Q because it wouldn't be a call unless we talked about generative AI at least a little bit. So recently I've had the pleasure to work with quite a few different customers from their call center or Connect, Amazon Connect call centers, and utilizing Q to help with, we'll call it call reduction, as well as first call resolution and total cost of calls. And we're doing that through chat bots, but also doing it from a knowledge article standpoint. So like you said, there's a ton of different knowledge articles that you can look into. We used to have a running joke many years ago where you have to call the call center 3 times to get one answer. And if you get the same answer twice, you're good to go. You can move forward. Nowadays, using generative AI to help with that has been pretty cool, and working with our customers to utilize those different use cases. Most recent one I got to work on was we actually created a Amazon Q bot to go in front of their agents that actually helps resolve the top 5 inquiries they get. So we're talking about thousands of calls in and thousands of chats in, but this bot is able to like say, hey, are you experiencing 1, 2, or 3? And get an immediate response to the person that's calling or chatting in. What's nice about that is that's reducing the amount of time the customer is waiting, but also from the agent side of things is if it's like a quick fix, they're able to adjust it pretty quickly. And it's pretty neat to see how Q is able to pick up some of those knowledge article items as well to just like say, hey, your question was X. We might be able to help you with this article or with this resolution sheet. I don't know if you've had the pleasure to see any of those yet, but it's been pretty cool to work with. I think we're on like customer, we'll just say it's in the double digits in the past 3 months. So it's been a little bit of a whirlwind, but it's been a lot of fun helping address their use cases.
Yeah, I've experienced similar scenarios too. And in addition to that, another use case I've seen has been on training agents. bringing them up to speed and being able to enhance their knowledge through generative AI, being able to create some of that content, then reflect it to the agents, and even prompt them on their knowledge as they go through. So
personally, I think we should do a personal assistant for agents, because could you imagine if you have a personal assistant that's able to kind of help you through your different calls as you're learning, but also as the technology changes? I remember being on the other side as an agent, picking up the phone and being like, okay, I didn't read through my 50 plus emails today, but I know there's something new that came out from an enhancement standpoint, or I didn't get to watch the release video, or yeah, I think that will be definitely changing for how we as consumers, but also we as agents on that back end will experience it, especially with omni channels. Because I know we're talking chatbot and calls, but I feel like the self-help area, or like go finders and drivers that like to go find and try to figure it out before they call in, that'll be helpful as well to get them the most popular items at the top of their bucket list.
Excellent. I see a comment that came through from one of our audience that mentions that the person was able to attend an AWS Connect 2-day workshop. We do offer those in the summit. Sometimes even if you're one of our customers and interact either with an SA or a technical account manager as well, we can provide those as well. And they were able to build a demo of a contact center. It's amazing to be able to just spend maybe a couple of hours with our customers and see how they can build their own contact centers and apply a lot of the technology that you just mentioned, Brittany, today. So thank you very much for that comment.
Yeah, the shout out to Brenda. I know you're on LinkedIn and it doesn't give us the pleasure of putting it just says LinkedIn user on the Twitch screen, but shout out to Brenda for commenting on that one as well.
Excellent. And with that today too, we do have another topic that we'll be covering in today's call. We'll have our guest coming in from Optima Tax Relief. For those that are in the US, know that across like between January and April, you're trying to get all your paperwork together to submit your paperwork for tax review. So we'll be featuring now a video of an interview that we did with Optima Tax Relief, where you'll get to hear directly from them how they were able to implement Amazon Connect to address a lot of the things that Brittany and I have been covering just now. So I'll be jumping in and sharing the video. We'll come back in a few minutes. Having a couple of technical difficulties, so bear with us as we bring that video back.
I just said that on mute. Hey, I guess I owe somebody. I'm like, let me try it from my side and see if it wants to work for us.
Yes.
Ooh, we might have to reload it.
Let me reload it. While we do that, let us just bring back.
Go for it. I'll let you reload it. And then let's do some in the chat. Are you a user of Amazon Connect, or have you been able to see one of our demos at one of our workshops?
Hey, and welcome to another episode of She Builds Tech Skills North America. My name is Tamara Gagliardi, and I'm your host. I'll be sharing today the panel with two amazing women. We will be hearing from Shubha. She's joining us from Optima Tax Relief. We'll be hearing how her team was able to implement Amazon Connect to deliver great customer success. I'm also co-hosting today with Aisha. Aisha, if we want to introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Aisha Borkar. I'm a senior solution architect with AWS, and I specialize in a service called Amazon Connect. For those who don't know, Amazon Connect is AWS's omni-channel cloud-based contact center that helps improve your agent's productivity and also deliver personalized experiences to your customers. So super excited to be here. Thanks, Tamara.
And then Shubha, if you want to introduce yourself as well.
Thank you for having me on the AWS She Builds platform. To introduce myself, I am Shubha Prasad. I work for Optima Tax Relief as the Associate Director of the Project Management Office. In my current role, I'm accountable for the successful implementation and delivery of Optima's strategic digital transformation initiatives. I lead a cross-functional team of business analysts, developers, quality engineers, data analysts, in ensuring we deliver the best product to our business stakeholders and our customers. I am based in Irvine, California, and I'm excited to be here today.
We're very happy to have you, Shubha. Can you share with us and with the audience what Optima Tax Relief does?
Absolutely. Optima Tax Relief is the leading full-service tax resolution firm helping individuals and small business owners struggling with unmanageable IRS or state tax debt. We specialize in resolving and reducing IRS or state tax debt. In fact, we have resolved over $3 billion in tax liabilities for our customers. We are committed to providing a safe and secure environment so our customers can have their tax issues resolved from the comfort of their home. We have a unique, proven process and technology that has worked for our clientele for more than a decade now.
And Optima Tax Relief also received a number of awards from what I've seen.
Absolutely. Optima is really big on awards, and I would like to highlight a few which we have won in the recent years. The first is the BBB Torch Award for Ethics. Optima is really big on ethics, and this award is really special for us. We have been named the #1 fastest growing financial services company in the States. We have won the Stevie Award for Best Customer Service for multiple times in a row. And last but not the least, we have won the Best Places to Work for in Orange County, California. Our mission is simple. We want to provide the best possible result for our customers' specific tax situation and allow them to move forward. Here at Optima, we emphasize and strongly believe in the customer-first mindset. Everything that we do ties into ensuring our customers are put first. I'm truly proud to be part of the Optima team.
That is so awesome, Shubha. As a follow-up, I would love to learn a lot more about my guests. So can you maybe share a bit about your background as well with us? And also share your path to your current role.
Absolutely. I have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from India. I've been working in the technology industry for close to 15 years now. I started off my career at a startup that specialized in machine learning and artificial intelligence with a deep focus in customer behavior analysis. The company was way ahead of its time with the use of technologies, and I was fortunate to be part of this team and ride the wave learning about the innovative advances in technology. I later moved on to working in one of the leading steel manufacturing companies in the United States. The company was right in the middle of a huge ERP rollout, and I was one of the lead project managers on this implementation. One of the key lessons I learned right away was the importance of collaboration, trust, and communication, which led to the successful rollout of many projects. I finally moved to California and worked for a couple of leaders in the fintech and utility space. One of the fintech companies that I worked in is the leader in digital identity verification and mobile imaging processing, where I managed the quality team. Over the years, I've assumed various roles ranging from quality team management to project management to product delivery, honing my skills to be a well-rounded technology leader. Fast forward to my current role, where I am the Associate Director of the Project Management Office. I'm accountable for the successful delivery of Optima's core products for the various services that we provide that include tax preparation, tax relief, tax resolution, protection plan services, to name a few. Optima's mission and vision to help solve tax problems is what motivates and excites me to be part of their journey. On the personal front, I have a beautiful family with 2 wonderful children, and I'm hoping to be a good female role model for them. A little fun fact about me: I'm a former athlete who stood second in my state and have represented the nationals for short sprints. Well, Maybe that explains my dedication and passion in everything that I do.
That's so awesome, Shubha, and that's a very inspiring story. Thanks for sharing that with us. Tell me, did you have any mentors who helped you along your way as you grew to where you are in your journey?
There have been quite a few who've influenced me in being the person that I am today. Starting off with my sports career, my coach has been a true inspiration from whom I learned during my formative years the importance of dedication, focus, and discipline that I apply to my life every day, even today. In my professional career, other than building your technical skills, I have many mentors who have advised me on the importance of emotional intelligence. On the personal front, my mother has been a great role model who has influenced and played a very important role in making me believe to truly stand up and believe in yourself.
Can you also share a unique experience that you had in your life or maybe in your career path that our viewers can learn from?
Personally, one of my unique experiences has been working for a fintech company that specializes in digital identity verification and mobile image processing using artificial intelligence. Not getting into the details, I learned a lot at this organization on the importance of security and how best we can leverage technology to help improve safety and security in the crazy digital world we live in. Nothing more exciting than to deposit your check using your phone, knowing the product that you're using was built by a team. My current role at Optima has been very rewarding. Optima's focus in the recent years building out new products in the tax space to help improve the customer's user experience in resolving the tax problem has been very inspirational. We are undergoing a huge digital transformation in both the processes and technologies being used. One such is the launch of the Amazon Connect product. It excites me to be part of this journey with Optima and blessed to have worked for a few innovative companies that have helped me grow as an individual and as a leader. As a female leader, I truly believe in supporting women in technology.
Thank you so much, Shubha, for sharing more about your background, your career. It's very inspirational how you went through the different roles and found all your way into Optima Tax Relief. With that too, you mentioned how the team has helped implement Amazon Connect. So I'm curious if you can share with us more about what was the business driver, what motivated the team to implement Amazon Connect.
We had been using a legacy product for a long time. And some of the biggest challenges that our teams experienced was, as you can see, the weekly issues impacting business operations on a daily basis. The numerous hours spent by our IT department in debugging and maintenance. The reliability, security, the cost, the lack of customization, and the lack of being compliant. Knowing these were the major drawbacks, the technology teams and the business teams worked extremely closely in identifying the best product that meets both our technical and business requirements. Based on our research, it was well convinced that Amazon Connect would satisfy both of our technical and business requirements. And as mentioned earlier, some of the key attributes we were looking for in the best contact center was we wanted a product that was stable, scalable, and secure. The ability to customize to ensure that we are able to meet our business requirements. The ability to integrate seamlessly with all the different applications that we support. Cost, and most importantly, being compliant.
Now that we understand what were some of the challenges that the team experienced, can you share with us in the audience what were some of the benefits that you saw after the implementation and what were some of the outcomes for the business?
So what really worked for us was involving business from get-go, understanding what their true pain points were. It's been more than a year since we've implemented Amazon Connect, and the experience has been wonderful. A few positive outcomes from the implementation. Firstly, the agent productivity and experience has been great. We have numerous business units, and the integration of Amazon Connect with our CRM product, that is Salesforce, has been seamless. The product is intuitive, easy to use, with minimal training time, which is a big factor for us. Secondly, the customer wait times has significantly reduced. As mentioned earlier, Optima is really big on customers, putting their customers first. And this was one of the key pain points that we wanted to solve. what can we do to not have our customers waiting for a long duration of time? The customer wait times has significantly reduced with the customized workflows, and we are now able to route the calls to the correct departments. Thirdly, the significant reduction in cost and the minimal to zero maintenance time. I know for sure our IT department is extremely pleased with the outcome. Lastly, having access and insight to critical data helps our business make better informed decisions. Nothing can be more rewarding for a product when a business wants more of the features. In fact, we are right in the middle of continuing to add all the new features that Amazon has to offer.
And how long did the implementation take?
So Optima Tax Relief worked closely with Amazon and Voice Foundry for the product implementation. We have numerous business units that we had to support with all the complex requirements. Voice Foundry and Amazon have been really flexible and provided full support during the entire implementation process. I want to thank Amazon, Voice Foundry, and the Optima team for the successful rollout of the Amazon Connect product. To answer your question, Tamara, it took us about 6 months for us from the inception to the completion of the project, and the experience has been great.
That's great to hear. And for those that are not familiar with Voice Foundry, they're one of AWS partners as well for implementation. Thanks so much. We cover what were some of the challenges, some of the outcomes. I'm also curious if you can share with us what worked well and what were areas of improvements, lessons learned.
If there are companies out there looking to upgrade or integrate a new contact center, I'm going to share some key takeaways that really worked well for Optima. The first thing I would like to highlight is cross-team collaboration. With a lot of folks from different companies and different teams involved in the implementation process, it was extremely critical for us to have regular sync-ups to ensure that all the team members were aligned with the project timelines and the vision. So cross-team collaboration is what I would rank right up there. Second, I would strongly support the Agile Scrum methodology. This helped us take an iterative approach to development and testing that helped us identify issues sooner than later, which helped us save a lot of time. Thirdly, which we take for granted, good documentation. And when I say documentation, I'm talking about both the requirements and the technical specs. The business requirements helped us freeze requirements prior to the beginning of the development, which is extremely important. And the technical documentation helped the development team and business when it came to training our different business units. Defect triage sessions. With the tight deliverables that we had, the triage sessions definitely helped in quick turnaround times with the technology team. And most importantly, the stakeholders' demos. We made sure to demo with business every feature as it was completed to make sure that business was aligned with the outcome. So when we actually went live, there were no surprises. These were some key lessons learned, key takeaways that worked for us. There were a few areas that we could have done better. To mention the two key factors, one is the number porting. Number porting normally takes a good amount of time. So make sure you allocate sufficient time during your implementation process to make sure that you're able to meet your project timelines. Secondly, depending on how complex your workflows are, ours was extremely complex. Make sure you keep aside sufficient time for the testing team to be testing in the different environments.
Thank you so much, Shubha, for sharing your personal story, also the path into how the team implemented Amazon Connect. I want to take a moment to thank my co-host, Aisha. Aisha, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Tamara, and I thank everyone for watching this episode.
And also, thank you so much, Shubha. Amazing story, and so happy to have you today in the show.
Thank you for having me on this platform, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. I keep on seeing a lot of comments in terms of their own experiences. They're implementing Amazon Connect. I saw a comment mentioning how authorization is important to be considered. I agree. There are a few steps as you're looking to implement Amazon Connect or other contact centers that you need to evaluate. Brittany, what were your first thoughts in terms of some of the topics that were covered?
I love the customer obsession that they worked backwards from to really identify it. But I think there was two realms of customer obsession I was hearing. So customer obsession for their actual end users, but also customer obsession for their agents. And I think the big highlights that I loved that they went through is the customer impact was lower wait times. That's always a great thing from a customer experience standpoint. But the agent impact of being more productive and being happier overall, having a higher value there is always really important too. Because yes, we're always working towards like the less the wait time, the happier the customer is. But I think it's awesome when you see it in both sides of that customer, the agent and the actual end user. So they were my like immediate, like, I'm like, yay, +1, let's get this going. Super excited to see that they were able to impact both in a positive manner.
I also like to understand sometimes from our customers that we're interviewing in the sessions, how was their trajectory? Like, how did they get to the role that they got? What were some of the items that they developed? She mentioned how she went through different roles, and one of them, as we were speaking earlier, security and the importance of security as you're building these solutions. That was another key takeaway from me. It does take different roles to kind of like get from those roles experiences and then applying those experiences to your current situation. In terms of connect to, as you were mentioning earlier, the agents and being able to provide them with the tools and solutions to have a better experience. So as they're getting to help your own customers, also having the motivation to do so.
Yeah, I can tell you, sitting on the call center, looking at the big board, I don't know if you had it too, it would tell us if we were red, yellow, and green. And as an agent, anytime it got to yellow or red, you immediately like shoulders are near ears, super stressed out. And I think as our technology continues to evolve, it's like, all right, how do we stay in the green? Or if you're familiar with call centers, the 4 nines, because we always like to have that 4-9 reference.
Yeah, I remember those boards and looking at the KPIs and then getting the reports as well and looking at some of those reports and saying, okay, how can I optimize or where can I get better as an agent? I think a lot of that today, that feedback is constant and you're able to iterate to be able to provide better solutions for your customers as well.
That's awesome. There's some comments coming in. So we have some going here saying, well done, testing often and starting the number of porting process early, key to success criteria. Plus 1000% on this one. Porting is the hardest part of a call center move. Being one that got to experience this before. Yeah. Start early, key to success. Couldn't agree more with David Barb on this one. Awesome. Any other final thoughts before we close it out for today? Any other questions from our listeners?
I see. Oh, I see. Somebody was commenting that for them, their personal experience was how long were they on hold as they tried to get some customer support. So we appreciate everybody's comment. We also love to hear from our audience. No additional comments on my end. I know that we covered a lot of content today. Brittany, anything from your side?
I think the last thing I'll leave y'all with is don't forget that we do convert these to podcasts. So if you weren't able to watch live, you'll get to hear this later through any of your podcast formats. And we have another show coming up in 2 weeks. So don't forget every other Tuesday to see us between 4 and 5 p.m. EST. And I forget, don't quote me on the PST. I'm horrible at the conversions.
And usually the format to add to that, we covered today the business perspective and what was the business driver. And that's why we also talked about the working backwards and making sure to address that business driver. And then from there, we dive deeper into the technology. So for those that are passionate about technology, want to know how this was implemented, what were the AWS services, what were some of the challenges from the technical piece, that's what we'll cover in 2 weeks at the same time, same channel, as they would say. And being able to understand from a technical perspective how to do the implementation.
Awesome. I would say that's a wrap, and let's dive deep next in 2 weeks on the technical aspect of it, and see you all there.
Excellent. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, everybody joining. See you next time.